Hey everybody, my name is Brandon from thestocksnews.com, and today I want to talk about Coinbase Stock, ticker symbol COIN. What I want to do first is go into Google and talk about how Coinbase is down over 14% in a single week. And then I want to go into the earnings report to talk about how Coinbase is doing as a business. And then I want to go into the trading charts to see if there's a level or two to buy Coinbase if we want to buy Coinbase. So now let's get started. So here we are in Google, and here's a 1 week view of Coinbase's stock chart here. And we can see that Coinbase has had a pretty strong negative downtrend ever since its direct listing, off about 14% in about a week. Because there's no real way to tell when this downtrend will end, the real question that should be asked is, why will this downtrend eventually stabilize? Why would people want to invest in Coinbase? If we scroll down here at the news, we see that ARK Invest and Cathie has been buying a lot of Coinbase. So why are these very good investors buying so much Coinbase? And in my opinion, the reason why people like ARK Invest and Cathie are very bullish and investing in Coinbase is because of the future of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is likely going to play a part of our future. Now, I do think that we are still in the very early innings of crypto, and that there is still a possibility that crypto becomes squashed by government interventions or other avenues. But I do think that the possibility of Bitcoin staying around and holding its value is larger than the probability of Bitcoin going to zero, just because there are too many people now that think that Bitcoin is worth 60,000 United States dollars or more at the moment. And this is not even mentioning the actual use cases for Ethereum and NFTs, which I also think will be around in the future. But with all that said, how does this bull case of crypto help Coinbase? Well, as I'm sure many of you have heard or seen in the many YouTube ads that Coinbase is pushing right now, Coinbase can be thought of as one of the most well-known exchanges for cryptocurrencies where you can buy or sell cryptos. When you use Coinbase, you pay a fee for using their platform, and that's how they generate income. As we can see on Google here, Coinbase currently has about 56 million users in 2021. So if all of these users are paying a fee at the moment, we will see in the earnings report that that is how they are able to generate about $1.8 billion in revenues. The bull case idea is that because crypto is likely to grow, there will probably be more people that will sign up to Coinbase. From only about 6.1 million monthly active users, Coinbase was able to generate $1.8 billion in revenues. Imagine the impact on revenues for Coinbase if the total addressable market can increase by 30% or doubles or triples. That is the main bull case for the stock at the moment, and that is definitely something that is convincing. But of course, there are always two sides to every coin. The bear case is that Coinbase may not be able to continue charging these high fees, at least to the extent that it is right now. As technology continues to grow, the price of technology will always continue to decrease. As there are more competitors in the space, the prices and fees of companies will also continue to decrease as well. Because of this, the bear case is that Coinbase will be unable to charge these relatively high fees in the future, so that will definitely hinder revenues. This is definitely something that investors need to consider greatly before investing in Coinbase and any fee-based company in general, because it will always be a race to the bottom for fees in order to capture as many customers as possible. Because I don't know about you, but I do not like paying fees at all. Lastly, before we head on over to the earnings report, as always, competition is something that investors need to consider. And with a hot market like crypto, there will always be competitors coming out of the woodworks to eat Coinbase's lunch. With Robinhood and Webull offering quote-unquote free trading, and with institutional investors like Fidelity about to get involved through ETFs, competition is coming, and that is something that investors need to consider. Another thing that investors need to consider is that Coinbase is really correlated to the interest in crypto markets. This may be obvious, but the more people that are interested in trading crypto, obviously the more trades will go through Coinbase, and obviously the more fees that Coinbase is able to generate. But again, there are two sides to every coin here. If interest in crypto goes away, or if people lose interest in trading cryptos, then the fees won't come and the revenues for Coinbase will likely stop coming as well. So with all that said, let's head on over to the earnings report to see how Coinbase is doing as a business. So here we are in Coinbase's earnings report, and we can actually see that Coinbase is operating quite well. We can see the total revenues here are more than doubling year over year, with this being the most recent year, ending on December 31st, 2020. And honestly, that is quite impressive. Also, and something that I'm even more excited about, is the operating expenses here, which is this block on the earnings report. We can see the total operating expenses here are growing about 60% year over year, but that 60% is less than the 100% that we are increasing in our revenues up here. Also, if we look into the detailed review of the operating expenses here, we can see that a lot of the money is going into technology and development, and that is something that I like to see. We can also see that sales and marketing are more than doubling year over year, but the magnitude of the expense is less than that of the technology and development. We can also see that general administrative is also ticking up slightly year over year, but the percentage increase is less than what we are seeing in the increase in technology and development. So again, actually some pretty good things that I'm seeing so far. And if we look down here at the net income here, we can see that we actually turned profitable for the year of 2020 from a not profitable year of 2019. And that is, again, something I like to see. So I don't really see any red flags with the earnings report here, or honestly, even any yellow flags at the moment. So with all that said, let's now head on over to the trading charts to see if there's a level or two to buy Coinbase if we want to buy Coinbase. So here we are in Coinbase's trading charts, and as we can see, Coinbase, since its direct listing on April 14th, has been unable to string together at least 2 positive days here. Again, this is the reason why I've held back from opening in position. I want to see some price stabilization of at least 3 strong stable days where Coinbase can hold a level, and at the moment I'm just not seeing it. So if you're going to ask me for a level right now, again, there's just not enough data to work with. But if I had to hazard a guess, I would say big round numbers like $275 or $250 would be the level where we would see some stabilization. The reason for this is because humans are normally the ones that buy stocks or code the algorithms to buy stocks, and humans are not random creatures. We like round numbers like 300, like 275, like 250. Because we broke the $300 level, I think the next stop could be the $275 or $250 level. But again, anything can happen because we don't have the historical data yet. But those are the levels where I would be watching the stock closely. And lastly, of course, you may notice that the MACD chart and the RSI chart are not calculating. Again, this is because Coinbase only had its direct listing a couple days ago on April 14th. And because the MACD and RSI are calculating moving averages from the past however many days, there's just not enough days to calculate, which is why these charts are not showing up. Finally, I just want to squeeze in one last point to the video. I very rarely purchase stocks at the IPO or direct listing price. The reason for that is because, one, most of the time the company's stocks are overvalued after the first day pop in stock price. But the other reason, which is more important to me, is that obviously there's no historical data on a stock price prior to the direct listing date. When I make an investment, I want to have as much information as possible to make the best decision as possible. With an IPO or direct listing, you literally have no information prior to the IPO or direct listing date on how the public majority values Coinbase. Is $500 a good share price? Will people pay $600 per share for Coinbase? Will people not buy the stock until it is about $100 or $200? Nobody knows because there's no data on this yet, and this is really the main point I want to make in the video. Investing is often an information game, and for me, when I'm investing, I don't want to close my eyes and throw money around. What I want to see is some stability in Coinbase's stock. I want to see at least a few days where Coinbase can hold a level, because that will be the information that is telling me at what level the public majority values Coinbase at, and at what level people would be willing to pick up shares. Coinbase does have a lot of good things going for it. The fundamentals are really good. The earnings report are really good, and cryptocurrency, like I said before, to continue to grow. So because of that, Coinbase is on my watch list to add to my portfolio if the price is right. There are possible regulatory risks and government risks that you have to consider before investing, but for me, at the moment, these benefits outweigh the cons. So that was my review on Coinbase stock. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. If you have any questions or if you caught any mistakes, also drop me a comment down below. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching and I hope you have a great day.